there's one name that can top the bill of greats in the world of motorsport, it has to be Sir Stirling Moss. A man often remembered as the greatest driver never to win the world title. Today he's been reunited with his Lotus 18, the car that gave him one of his most outstanding victories at the Monaco Grand Prix in 1961.
Well, the race was 100 laps, which of course is much more than it is now, and took, 3¼ hours. I got pole position. If I'd done the 100 laps at pole position speed, I'd have only been 40 seconds quicker, so you can imagine that it was a real pressure race. And I had the Ferraris just behind me. I could see them on the hairpins, of course. The sides, which people can see, the sides are off. That was so the air could come in and circulate around, because obviously aerodynamics don't matter at Monaco. And so I had it like this.
So Stirling, how would you say this car compares to the other cars that you've raced?
Well, cars, you have to compare this obviously with cars of the era, not with now, because they're completely different. I mean, now they have downforce and amazing road holding, but at the time this was, this car was very delicate. I mean, as against the Coupe. Coupe was a much nicer car to drive, a lot easier. This car you had to be very precise with, and it worried me a bit because the wheels were inclined to fall off. I mean, I had quite a few wheels come off a Lotus. It didn't at Monaco, thank God, but it was quite a delicate car. You had to be very precise with it. I think that was its main feature, really.
Did that ever bother you when you were driving it, knowing that it was so fragile?
Yes, I mean it would worry me. I remember going to a race in Portugal after a wheel had come off on this car in Spa, and the road was lined with trees. And I remember thinking, well, if a wheel comes off here, that's not going to be good news. So it did worry me. But as a racing driver, you just don't think about it. You've got to be able to force yourself to concentrate on what you're doing. Therefore, the worry or the concern was relatively short-lived.
So you were racing at a time when safety wasn't as heavy as it is today. Do you think there's something missing from the modern day of racing?
Well, from my point of view, and I'm only speaking personally, one of the reasons I raced was because the idea of it being dangerous was pretty exciting. And if you took the danger away, then it would have been like many other sports, I suppose. So to me, it was a very important ingredient, like salt is with cooking. I don't think we can go back to that. I mean, nowadays, with all the Bill of Human Rights and all that sort of stuff, you can't do dangerous things. And so it was, whether I would have raced now or not, I don't know, but it certainly, to me, it was an important ingredient.